All right, so I hope everyone had a good holidays. The last I didn't do my usual weekly video because I mean it was a holiday yesterday. So, but I did do one 2 days ago, and on that day we had an 8, and I did say that I was expecting new all-time highs soon. The next day we kind of broke down. Our funding rates were a little high, so that was April 2nd, and let's see. So yeah, we were higher, and then I mean it kind of going down. And then we had the price go down, but I mean I have seen that there's a lot of people talking about the volatility right now in Bitcoin, but I mean let's just say we put I'm just gonna eyeball this real quick. Well, let's just say we put say this is say right here is the mean, right? So say 55, and we've been swinging. I'd say plus or minus, maybe 5%. Oh, this is 10%. I'm sorry. So a little bit more than that. So say about 10%, and then the downside has been recently as much as 6. So, I mean, maybe there's a little bit more price sensitivity because we've been in this range for so long. But if you look at the Bollinger Band width, like I talked about it last time, the volatility has actually been going down. So maybe people are like, oh, okay, there's more volatility because price is actually not moving higher. But whenever price is going up, people don't seem to worry about the volatility as we go up. It's just whenever we go down. But for the most part, volatility's been going down. Let's see, this day was down 3%. From the previous day, it was down about 5. So there's price volatility. It's decreasing. Where do I think we're gonna go? We had a pullback a little bit, basically a day. The weekly closed out strong. I would have liked to close above this wick, the high, but we're okay. I mean, we're on a red one. This is fine. Volatility is going down. What do we? Let's just go through our indicators. So let's go through the daily. So we found support. We've kind of been finding support here. We really didn't break down. So, I mean, this pullback was actually less severe than this one and less severe than that one, which is good. So we're kind of getting a general trend, which is up. Weekly, we're still consolidating. This is great. I mean, we're consolidating essentially between 50 and 60, and we're consolidating on the upper end. I know I had highlighted that we had a ascending triangle. Yeah, here it is. But that actually didn't work out. Oh, hold up. Where is it at? Let's see. I think I deleted one of the lines. But I mean, these are just the the indicators are really, I mean, the patterns are really just guides, right? They give you a general idea of where we could go. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. So it looks like we did break out here. I think I had this down. No, that's exactly where I had it. We went up. I said it wasn't unlikely for us to come back and back test. I think this was a little bit lower. I think this was more around right here. But then we came through, and this kind of failed. So, I mean, sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. This one did not. So, that expectation for that price target was around 63. But we kind of just went sideways. So that's why I really like channels, because the channels aren't really subjective. You know, I mean, some of these patterns are subjective, but for the most part, they're okay. Like I said, they're just a guide. So that one didn't work out, but we're good. We're still good. We're still consolidating. Let's see where we at on the hourly, 30 MA. Actually, the hourly's been pretty good with the nines. We've been seeing pullbacks there. I'll make this all 30. So, kind of going sideways. We hit a 9 here, pulled back, hit a 9, came back, hit a 9, retested. We didn't quite retest back here, but we're okay. We're hit a 9. We're pulling back 1 to 4 candles. Yeah, we lost the support here and we went down. And on the 4 hour, we also lost the support and then we went down, but we're back above it. Like I said, we're just going sideways, and the fact that we're going sideways on the upper part, closer to the all-time high, is actually better. because we're building a support level on the upper end. We can look at the CMF. CMF is, I would say, neutral. Daily, I mean, that's kind of trending down. We would want that to go up, but are we getting sort of any divergence? Flat price, CMF going up, not really standing out. I mean, this is price is going up. That's bullish. That's hidden bullish divergence. We're getting a ticker that's going up. I would say we started around here. So we're getting price going up. And then I'll draw the other end of this. Let me draw the other end of this. That is here and right there. So that's bullish hidden divergence. And that's saying that it's a continuation, which is good. But again, these are just guides, right? We're trying to get a general idea of where price could go. I mean, we're just consolidating. I still think we're kind of like mid-cycle, mid bull cycle. We'll look at the RSI. RSI looks pretty neutral daily. We're getting lower highs. These really need to start trending up for us to get a breakout. So let's see. Let me see. Let me look. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause for a second. So these really need to go higher. So this, if we get a price rally, this really needs to go above 60, and then we have to go above, yeah, this really needs to start to break out, and then, yeah, I mean, we would get in this overbought area, but it really needs to start trending up to show momentum. Here, pretty neutral, weekly. We're finding support again around this 70 area. This really needs to start trending up. Let's see. Let's look at the pi cycle moving averages. This is an indication of, so historically this is whenever these cross this 100 and then 2 times the 350 right here. The 350 moving average, that within 5 days has picked the top. Is that going to happen again? I think this is one of these indicators that's going to be off by a lot. I think it could be off as much as a month or 2 months. Because if we look at the, I'll just go to it right now. If we look at what I've been talking about, this golden ratio multiplier, it's basically saying we're at a top, but we've been consolidating here, and I think this indicator is actually going to do something different this cycle. Exactly what, I'm not sure, but it's going to be different. We can look at mere multiple bands. We're still in a good range. We've been kind of in these two bands, this bullish extension since basically December. We haven't really broke down below it. We're within that. I think that's good. A breakdown would bring us, we'd be below 50. I did want to bring up one thing. I saw the total market cap of crypto hit 2 trillion today, so that was a big milestone. It's the first time it ever happened. There's also a good site if you want to kind of see where things are as far as assets. So Bitcoin's number 8 as far as total market cap of all assets. Gold's number 1 at 10 trillion. Apple's at 2. So we're almost to silver. We're above Facebook, Tencent, and Tesla. So that's a pretty cool site. It's called Infinite Market Cap. So yeah, let's go through some other things real quick. That's about it about Bitcoin. I'm kind of neutral, bullish. I think we're still going to take out these all-time highs soon. There's some good momentum. CMF is kind of neutral, but we're above our moving averages. Nothing seems to be breaking down. I looked at the on-balance volume. Hash ribbons are probably okay as well. Yeah, they're fine. So I'm neutral to bullish. I still think we take out these all-time highs soon. Now we could get a breakout of the all-time high and then quickly get a retracement, or pullback, but we'll see whenever that happens. But let me bring up my triple MA because that's a good moving averages that I use, 3, 8, and 30. I mean, this is flattening out, but unless we get a breakdown really of price below this 30 MA for an extended amount of time, I'm actually okay with where we're at. And technically, we could pull back all the way back down to 46 and still keep our bull cycle intact. So let's go. I want to talk about oil real quick. I know I had brought it up. We're still getting some pullback. We retested this area on the daily. We had this historical trend line. I know gas prices were higher. I still do think that we reach, $54 a barrel within the next, I'd say, month and a half. So because this is breaking down for the most part. I'll just bring up generally the RSI. I'm not trying to really. I really don't trade oil, but I'm just bringing it up because it's something interesting. You can see we're at support here, so we're getting, it looks like, a breakdown. You can see that our moving averages are also starting to trend down, so that's not good. Is the CMF going to come up on this one? Yeah, it will. So that's starting to trend down. So yeah, I think I'm say bearish on oil. We can look at gold. I know gold has been breaking down as well. Yeah, I still have a target there of around say 1600. I do think we'll get right around 1675. You can see our moving averages again are also breaking down. Yep, breaking down. Just all trending down. Tlry, I know, is something I had also talked about. We'll look at that real quick. I think that's also breaking down. The hourly, if you trade on that, is definitely breaking down. It broke down. We had some price recovery, but I still think we're kind of just barely here, holding on to this support area, this support line around 21. So if we break down below that, I would say on a 4 hour, if we close below, say, 21, we're most likely going to go lower. Maybe we find support here at this $17, $18 area, but I wouldn't know until we get some price action there. But as of right now, we're kind of on the lower end, potentially having a breakdown. And then I know I talked about those other ones, those stocks that Archegos had dumped. Those also don't look well. They did have some price rally, but post-market they're going down. So I do have a mark here for a price area that wasn't retested. I think we can, and this has barely been holding on, this 41 area. Yeah, we are oversold in the RSI, but if I bring up the CMF is just trending down and kind of finding support. If there's any more sell pressure here, I think we break through, maybe get this swift pullback back down to the lower 30s, and then there could be a big price support there, which if you time it right, you could end up coming. Maybe we don't go back all the way up to say 40, but maybe we get it up to 30s. That could be 10 to 15% quickly. Because even on the weekly, it's still starting to trend down, and you can see this was a reversal candle, but we're not getting much follow through on the CMF. But just looking at the RSI, this thing's not going to stay oversold forever. Maybe we we kind of broke down here on the daily, but I think we need to go lower. So I think we need to maybe get like 27. This isn't going to stay oversold forever. Eventually, this will break down. I'm expecting, or I'm speculating that we're going to break down and then retest this area, find support, and then break out higher, because this RSI is not going to stay at negative forever. You see, we're getting some bullish divergence on this kind of flat price, but we could go lower, not get as, maybe get a lower price, but get some bullish divergence because the RSI is not going to dump as steep. Same thing on the CMF. This will maybe come down on an aggressive sell-off to the low 30s, find support, and this is all on the hourly, and then we rocket back up. Once, I'm not quite sure, but I would expect that once all the dumping goes, or once all the selling is over for, as far as the investment banks that kind of still hold this asset that are trying to recover some losses, I think they'll probably put out an official, we've stopped selling and we're comfortable with what we hold, and then price will probably rally on that. Again, just speculation, and just kind of what I've seen happen before. So we'll see. But I want to go over those because I did talk about those. S&P, I know, hit a new all-time high. Uh, was it today? Yeah, it hit a new all-time high today, day before yesterday, day before that. So it's on the upper end. Everything's still trending up. Man, this is, I mean, the RSI's probably got to be extended on this thing. Oh, it's just breaking out. So, man, we can get another month of some good price rally. Uh, S&P looks good. Really not oversold. You know, everything's starting to trend up, but it looks good for higher highs. So that's about it. And I appreciate it. And thanks for watching.